Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Split Labs channel. Today is Monday, April 6th, and before we get started in our MLB best bets, as always, have to let you guys know this video is going to be completely powered by Split Labs because we built the exact tool that we wanted to use as sports bettors ourselves. We're going to show you some public betting splits, line movement, and market signals across the MLB today. And if you yourself want to see what the crowd is doing, where the line is going, and what the market is hinting at with all of the tools that we have available over here at Split Labs, head over to the link in the description, splitlabs.net. Promo code YouTube gets you 50% off your first month. All right, let's jump into today's MLB slate. Let's land our best bets. And as always, please like, subscribe if this video has helped you at all. And if you're going to tail or fade any of these bets today, doesn't matter which one you do, leave it in the comments. Let me know which one it is. All right, let's dive in. Let me bring you guys to a closer view and let's talk Cubs versus Tampa. All right, perfect. So starting out with game one, game kicks off at 4:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 57% of bets, 84% of money coming in on Chicago spread, -1.5, currently listed as the favorite. Moving into the money line, we have 52% of bets, 60% of money on the money line. So we're looking at a toss-up here. Full disclosure, guys, I'm recording this video early. I keep saying it for MLB. I just really like trying to get the best numbers that we can, really seeing what the more experienced or people that are putting their bets in early are really trying to get. So again, if you want to see where the numbers are closer to first pitch or just more, by the time you watch this video, link in the description will be your best bet so you can see all of the active numbers and how they're moving over on the site. But looking at the money line currently as a pick'em, and then same thing with the total, 7.5 runs, and we've got 55% of bets, 55% of money. So split again, 50-50. Again, it's really early, but the books have no reason to be moving these lines right now. Clearly, people are a little conflicted on which side they'd like to take on this house here. Looking at the line movement, things are pretty much aligning with what we're seeing here with the data here over at Split Labs. Opened at a +158 on the run line, currently sitting at a +150, so it got a little cheaper on the Cubs side, which makes sense, right? The public is taking Chicago Cubs. It's moving in favor of Chicago Cubs, so they're lowering the value there. Money line currently has not changed. Not a surprise to us as we see on the the data here. 50-50. They have no reason to move this line. Same thing on the money line. No reason to move this line right now. The public is not showing their hand, so that makes sense. All right. What's our best bets here? What's our best bet? Can we land a best bet with just this data right now? I don't think so. These teams are coming in at the same exact record. So I don't know if just based off this data, if we have enough to land our bet. So let's kind of scroll down and let's take a look at kind of the starting pitchers, the bullpen, see what kind of information we can really pull together here to land our best bets. Starting on the bump, we have Talion and McClanahan. Last starts, 0 ERA, didn't really go far, didn't make it a full 5 innings, which is definitely something to note. It's not too surprising given that for this Cubs bullpen, at least in their last 5 outings, they're averaging 10 outs a day on this bullpen, so they're relying on this bullpen. It's putting a lot of stress on them, of course, because even yesterday they had 5 high pressure appearances yesterday. It's putting them in a tight spot, which I think is really playing in favor of why their bullpen ERA is where it is. Their starting pitchers just aren't going that far, and they're having to rely on these extra arms. 4.25 ERA coming in, and then for the whip, 0.94. So they do have the advantage over Tampa Bay. I don't know if that's saying much, but they do have the advantage. Looking at the arms available, they've got a C matchup, a D, and a D, right? So we're at kind of that spot in the bullpen where not only are they stressed, they had a lot of high pressure situations yesterday, and the arms that are going to be fully available in today's matchup have not performed well. Looking at the other side, we've got this disgusting Tampa Rays bullpen as well. It's completely just a disaster over here. They're relying on their bullpen less over the last 5 days. They are seeing about 7.6 outs per day. So maybe their starter goes longer. He didn't in his last, first appearance, right? Same exact thing, 4.7, didn't really make it a full 5. But there is that leeway. There's that leeway and that possibility that maybe he goes further and maybe they can not rely on this terrible bullpen. I think that's the only way you're going to win this game, is if you can somehow get the starter to extend their outings and take you into the 6th inning comfortably and rely on this bullpen as little as you can. This is a 7.98 ERA. We have it flagged as risky. 1.19 whip, not terrible, not great. The Cubs are beating you out there, and yesterday you had 3 high pressure appearances. So, right, arms available. You do have one of your best arms. One of your best arms is available. I think that's definitely worth noting. We've got C's and then we got D's across the board. They've been giving up runs like crazy. These are all people that are available and rested. So we definitely have more options for different situations, and that's definitely something to consider here. Now, do I have a play in this game? Well, looking at the numbers here, both of these starting pitchers have improved so far, even though it's only one spot. Limited numbers here for me to work with. Both of them have not confirmed that they can go far, right? And I think it's very important to them, just given the situations their bullpens have been put in, especially with the high pressure situations, that these starters should go deep. So I'm going to actually play a Nerfy on this game. Give me the Nerfy for Chicago Cubs, Tampa Bay Rays on here. And then, kind of going against the grain, I'm going to go with the over on this one, over 7.5. These teams are going to give up runs. The options available in this bullpen, I think if it doesn't start within the first 5, it definitely comes in the second half of this game. Our options are really, really slim. A lot of high pressure situations yesterday. I got this going over. We're getting a low line, 7.5. Let me just take a quick look at, we got a closed roof, so the environment is not playing a factor here. We're just looking at pure numbers, data, bullpen arms, and I love that. Give me the over 7.5 on this game. The bullpens have been stressed out. While they're healthy and manageable that we have them listed, I just don't foresee them having a solid pitching day when we let loose in this bullpen. So give me the over 7.5 here. I'm going to avoid picking a side. If I had to, I'd lean the Cubs, to be honest. I just think they're a better team. I think they have the better advantage. In no way, shape, or form do I ever want to back this bullpen. If you want to put me down for Cubs first 5, lock me in, I'm down. We can do that. Put me in for a Cubs first 5 money line, the Nerfy, and then an over 7.5. How did I go from 1 bat to 3 all in this one game? The world may never know, but those are going to be my best bets. I'll say it again. Cubs first 5 money line, the Nerfy, and then over 7.5 full game for the total runs. Moving into our next game here, let's see what else we got on the board. I want to talk about the Padres and the Pirates. The Pirates have been looking beautiful coming in to start their season. They're currently 6-3. The Padres have had some interesting luck, I want to say, in their last few games. We know they're a juggernaut when they're on. I know the season probably isn't what they expected it to be, but they're not performing terribly. Looking at the data here, we have 53% of bets, 53% of money on San Diego Padres plus 1.5. I don't foresee this being a surprise or realistically changing. The public sentiment is that the Padres are the better team. Pittsburgh is doing really well, but from what we've been seeing, people aren't fully sold on this being the team that's going to continue this, and they're just kind of, I can't say preying on their downfall, but definitely you're not taking them to cover a spread consistently. They're not the Dodgers tier. They're not, those reliable workhorses that we typically rely on. So this isn't surprising to me. I'm expecting these numbers to grow on the Padres covering the spread. Wouldn't be too surprising to me. On the money line, we have 85% of bets, 94% of money on Pittsburgh Pirates straight up. That is a lot of money, guys. And if we look at this line movement, it barely moved so far. It's really early, so I'm not going to be too concerned right now. But definitely something worth noting. The public is all over Pittsburgh right now, at least as it stands right now while I'm recording. And then looking at the total, we've got 8.5, 50-50 on a matchup here. But the money, somebody knows something, because we got 86% of money coming in early on this over 8.5. So let's talk about it. Why is that happening? Let's look at this. Let's look at the starting pitcher. One, Padres bullpen is completely stressed out. They're relying on their bullpen a lot more. Pirates bullpen is fantastic. They're pitching across the board. Chandler, yeah, he didn't go far in his last appearance, but he let up 0.00 ERA. And then you just come into this reliable bullpen with a 2.64 ERA, a 0.72 whip. They're averaging 8.6 outs per day. And then yesterday they only had 2 high pressure appearances. Solid. How do I say no to the Pirates here? Which is terrifying to think. And then you have Marquez in his last start, 12 ERA, only pitched 3 innings. I do have this maybe being a little bit of a redemption spot, but even if I'm looking across this bullpen, let's say he does have a redemption spot, you still have to bring in this bullpen who is completely stressed out. Our options available to us, we've got 2 good options. We've got an A and a B arm. However, yesterday, some of our really good arms did go, so they're limited. I think the Pirates really, again, edge this out. The bullpen situation is completely stressed. We have to rely on him to go far. I think that's also something to really pay attention to when it comes to just outs recorded, because this bullpen's so stressed, but we'll get into that for the player props. We'll put that down in the mental Rolodex. I'm going to go Pirates here. I'm going to go Pirates money line. I'm also going to go, I don't really want to fade this. I don't want to fade this so early because somebody clearly knows something about this over 8.5. I'm not going to fade it. I'm going to leave it alone. If this goes over, I have it being because of the Pirates, because this bullpen is so stressed out, and because the starting pitcher ERA is just kind of a little crazy, just staring at it, right? I'm going to avoid a total here. Give me the Pirates money line. I feel really good about it. They have an advantage when it comes to the bullpen and the people that need to back them up. Even if Chandler doesn't go far as we need him to, doing a complete 5 innings, I feel good about the Pirates pitching, the bullpen to kind of keep the Padres at bay. I also think that the Pirates are going to have the opportunity to jump first on the Padres, just because your starting pitcher, if we can knock him out early and get involved in this bullpen that's already really stressed, and you have limited arms, it's going to be a really tough day. I don't see that going any other way. I was going to start doing this new thing where I put in my best bets on the side for you guys while I'm actually walking it through. So let me do that really quickly. Let me talk through what we currently have so far. We have Cubs money line, and hopefully you guys can see that while I'm typing it in. Cubs over 7.5, and then Cubs Nerfy, and then on this game we're going to do the Pirates money line here. All right, perfect. So we're going to do the Pirates money line here, and hopefully you guys can see this okay, so you guys can kind of see what bets we're tracking here as we present them. But that's going to be my only read on the board there for this game. And then really quickly, I want to do one more check here on just what the weather is supposed to be at PNC Park tomorrow, or today, technically speaking. Looks like really suppressed, not fantastic weather, going to be a little bit chillier. This is a night game, right? All right, so yeah, it's 6:41, evening game. They're near the water. I don't know if that's too surprising, but at least right now it's looking very, very low scoring to me. But again, we're avoiding totals. I'm just going to take a look at, I don't love that. Pirates hit more left center towards left field where it's being suppressed a lot. Whereas San Diego, don't tell me you guys lean the right. They're a little more balanced. They're way more balanced. So definitely something to consider, but I'm going to go with the Pirates on this one and call it a day, leaning to the pitcher advantage just across the board, and we'll stick with that. All right, give me one more game on the slate. Let's talk Phillies. Let's talk Giants. All right, another pick. 63% of bets, 62% of money on San Francisco Giants. Let me say that one more time. Philly is getting 63% of bets on the spread. However, somebody really likes the Giants to cover the spread, and I'm leaning that way as well. I'm going to let you guys know. Philly's coming in 5-4. They just lost to Colorado yesterday. And I did place that bet, and that, just looking at the money line, it's off-putting. I feel like the books kind of show their hand occasionally when they do things like this, and I feel like this is one of those situations. 74% of bets, 94% of money on Philadelphia Phillies minus 118. Really low number for all of these percentage of bets and money, but clearly the public is all over it, especially against a 3-7 Giants team. As far as the total, 50-50, again, recording early, so not too surprising there, that we have 58% of bets on the under and 68% of bets on the over. I think we got an over better just like throwing money at the totals right now, because this is what, the second game, the third game where I'm seeing like some sharp money coming in on the over pretty early. But anyway, looking at the line movement here, we've got spread is moving in favor of the Giants, which is not crazy. We have a lot of money on the Giants. I think they're reacting to that money. The money line is moving in favor of Philly, but this is definitely kind of a concern because it opened at minus 110. Now only sitting on a minus 118. You have 94% of money on Philly right now. It's concerning just across the board. Total opened at 8. We're looking at the open 8 right now. Has not changed, but again, the books are in a really good spot. Looking at a pick'em, 58% of bets, 68% of money. There's just no read there. We know Oracle Park is a pitcher park. If I scroll down, it's looking pretty suppressed right now as well, so not too crazy if we saw an under. I think that's really how the Giants win this game, actually, is if we see an under. So I might lean into that, but before we do that, let me take a look at this bullpen. Let's take a look at these bullpens here. We've got two pitchers coming to the bump that have not pitched this season. First appearances on the mound, so that I think that's really something to write home about. Things that we should be considering, these bullpens are pretty much dead even here. Starting pitching, same thing. So like what's the indicator that things are going to kind of play in one side's favor versus the others? Well, when we look at the Giants, they rely on their bullpen a lot more. Over the last 5 days, they're averaging 10 outs per day with their pitchers. We've got some fantastic arms available in the bullpen. Last 4, I mean, look at these. Gage, Killian, last 4, 0 ERs, earned runs, completely rested. I love that. You know, we get a little concerned when we look at Walker, people like that. But look, we've got a lot of great arms available in this bullpen. So if for whatever reason we have to come to them early, I'm not upset at it. When looking at Philly, not as great. Got a lot of good limited arms. We got 2 available, but I like my options here. We got 7 rested, 2 lightly used, and just some better arms that I see in the bullpen here. I'm gonna go Giants money line on this one. I think it's still plus money, plus 100. Give me the plus 100 here. Give me the under 8, just because I feel like although the Giants and Mets was like ridiculous. What type of numbers were they putting up over there? Yeah, some fantastic bullpens at the time, and it was like a home run derby over there. I'm gonna go under 8. I think that's really the only way that I see the Giants beating out Phillies. I just don't think the Giants hit with the best of them. Give me the under 8 on this game. Give me San Francisco Giants money line as well. Let me bring you guys into the other view so you guys can see the bets that we land on here. And then we're going to go under 8 on this game as well. All right, going to give you guys a moment to catch the best bets here. And then let's look at some player props really quickly. I've got someone that I really want to review with you guys just on a previous game that we were discussing, which was the Pirates. So let's navigate over there really quickly. Let's bring you guys back into a closer view. One of the things that I definitely mentioned when we were going over this game, and it's definitely something I thought while we were taking a look at it, is the fact that Marquez has to go. He has to go really far because the Padres bullpen is extremely stressed out right now. Doesn't look like we have anything versus the opponent right now. Let me take a look at outs recorded here. Outs recorded, he didn't go far at all. In his last matchup, again, I think we saw he had a limited start. Just double checking here, making sure the filters are good. I have to go over 14.5. He has to go 5 innings. This bullpen, look at it. It's so stressed out right now. They cannot afford for him to get knocked out of this game. He's got to give them 5 innings. He has to. This is going to be my favorite play of the day. Give me the over 14.5 outs on this really quickly, just because. And I think this might be my only one. It's my favorite read. The Padres bullpen is so bad. And I can't say bad, just so stressed out and so overly used. That's going to be my player prop on the day. We can probably look at one more, maybe force our hand, kind of see. We've taken the Pirates on this game. Let's see what O'Neal Cruz can do for us. He's at an over 206. Let's see if we can get some better numbers. Let's check Ryan Reynolds over 226. Maybe we can look at some unders possibly. Fernando Machado, pretty solid to start the season. Manny, pretty solid. Let's see what we got against the opponent. These numbers are beautiful. I can't fade that. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see. Away 78. Yep, he's looking solid. If there's no one else I can land on, kind of 230. 60% away, even better. Jesus. Let's try one more. Let's see. Did we already try Brian Reynolds? All home versus opponent 50. We can maybe do a Brian Reynolds under for a plus 196. He's only got a 50% hit rate with this. 60 altogether against the opponent, which is something to definitely consider. Let me just kind of see what his recent form is. He didn't get it yesterday, so it feels like he's kind of due, usually like a hit or miss. But I do like my chances at it's only 50% hit rate plus money. I don't really think this is a minus 266 worthy play. Give me the under plus 196 on Brian Reynolds hits, and let me put that in the card for you guys. All right, and then we took one more bet in this game, which was Padres over 14.5 outs. All right, so that's our full slate today, guys. Hopefully you guys like this format of me using this view so you guys can actually see the bets that we landed on today. As always, if you want access to everything that I used today to review and land on my best bets, head over to the link in the description, splitlabs.net. Promo code YouTube gets you 50% off your first month. Get access to everything that you saw here in this video. And as always, if you are tailing or fading, please leave it in the comments. Like and subscribe if this video helped you at all. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.